Hello, hi, and welcome to part two of deploying of MRT case experiences, right? So in part one, if you remember, what we have done is we have simply understood how can we build as well as deploy our MRT experiences. For now, we were taking a MRT example, that was a hand tracking example, and we learned how we can build it first on Unity and deploy it on HoloLens, right? So the first video was all about building and deploying it on HoloLens via different ways. So just to recap things, we just learned about deploying on HoloLens via wirelessly, right? Not via a wire, because that's too easy. You can simply connect it and it's done. But wirelessly, there are some issues because pairing and stuff, as we saw. So we learned two ways to do that, right? One was via Visual Studio Code, and another was via the browser portal that we can open via the HoloLens IP address, right? So that is all done and dusted. In today's day two of deploying and stuff, what we will be focusing on is for people who do not have access to HoloLens 2, how can they experience or build and test out their own mixed experiences. The topics of this video will be, first and the foremost, we'll be talking about emulating on the Unity itself. For example, if you have built MRT experience, you can build on, try it out on Unity. Then there will be a section where we'll be talking about deploying all our MRT stuff on our Android, right? Although this won't work as great as it works on HoloLens, as it won't have a few features like hand tracking and stuff. But yes, you would get a feel of most of the features working there, right? And then also we'll be taking a look at a bonus section, that is, what if, like we saw in the previous video, deploying and building on HoloLens is a lengthy process. So if we want to just iterate on our build processes, that will take a lot of time. So we will be talking about holographic remoting. That is, one, if you have a HoloLens, every time you want to test your own experience, you do not need to build it properly again and then deploy it again and do the whole process. Instead, you can just emulate it, like basically transfer all your data on from Unity to your HoloLens and do the hand detection and stuff. So let's enough talking. Let's get into it, and as we go, you will get to know about it. So first of all, let me share my screen and let me get started for a solution for those who do not have a HoloLens, right? So here we have the Unity, or again Unity opened up with a simple example that we have. This is the sample that we had downloaded, right, from the package manager. And we have opened up the very first thing, that is an interaction example. Now, I'll be telling you how can you just experience it, try to take advantage of most or all of the features provided by MRTK. MRTK guys have already taken care that we can try things out in Unity itself. So today I'll be, for this first section, I'll be giving you an overview for that. So here we are in our scene. Game view. You can click on it, and as you will see. Okay, first let's right click on game and maximize this view. So now what you will see is, as soon as I click here, this dot, with squeeze. See, that means it's taking our interaction. So with the help of WASD keys, we can move around in this space, right? As we would move in reality. So if you are wearing a HoloLens and we were trying this example in our own room, all these objects will stay stationary because they are positioned wherever they are, and we could move actually. So that is what is being emulated by WASD keys. We can move, okay? Then if you want to do a click, that is in a HoloLens, you do a click, right? That you can do with the left button. So if I go here, and now as soon as I go this position my pointer on something which is interactable, this is shown. Now I can click on it, and if I keep clicking it and drag it, I can actually move it, right? So in reality also, if I was wearing a HoloLens, I could raise my arm and ray would go there. And if I do this point and click, right, it will just exactly hold it as it did here, okay? Also, with the help of Q, you can go down. With the help of E button, you can go up, right? So again, I'll keep my pointer here and simulate the click and try to move it. And yes, I can do that pretty easily. Okay, as of now, I'm not bringing my hands. I'm just doing the click, okay? So what if you want to bring the hands and you want to see the ray animated, okay? So I can click on left shift As soon as I click on left shift, now if I move my, my mouse or my trackpad, my hand will be actually moving with it. So you can see this is doing a point gesture and wherever this is pointing. And now if I click, this will again emulate the click. See, the hand position changes. So the MRDA guys have done a great job, making this emulated. And you can now drag it as you would do in real life. And you can see the ray as well, the ray that you would see in real life, right? To bring the right hand, what you can do is you can click on space and this would bring the right hand. So if I position my hand here, maybe what I will do is, so what I'll do is I'll go closer. Okay. And I'll try to basically bring my left hand, try to go closer or down, and let me try to. So again, I can actually get hold of this button, and you can see the ray as well. But if I go closer, what you will notice is I can actually, grab this button as I would in the real life. So to show my left hand, I'm continuously pressing the space button. That is why my left hand is shown. And now I've done a click and I'm able to hold this. Right? Now let's try to maybe pick up an object. Okay. Also, you can use your mouse, you can click on it, and if you drag it left or right, this should see left and right. This is not doing so. Why? Because we are running this whole Windows and everything on my Mac. If you remember, we are using Bootcamp Assistant and we are basically running this Windows on my Mac. So the trackpad, that it doesn't give you all the functionality. So that is why some of the features of trackpad are not working. But if I connect a mouse here and I try to left click and rotate it here and there, I can actually rotate my view, right? So till now, let's play around with this only. And now if you want to remove this is a profiler window, right? So if I want to remove this, what I can do is I can again bring my left hand and now if I want to click on it, I would go through the button as I would in the reality, right? So let me click on it and try to click on it. It can be a bit daunting, but once you get a hang of it, this is really helpful. So just let's jump up. Yeah. So now the console window is gone. Okay. Now let's try to press these buttons. So when I go through this button, this is a click, right? Because if this was a button in a real experience in a HoloLens, this would be in front of me, and so if this is a button, I would have to press it like this, press it, right? So that is why what I'm doing is I'm pressing it, I'm going through it, and it is working as it should. And here we have a piano as well. I can press it as well. See? So they have done a great job at emulating stuff, and I really like it because apart from being giving me the setting to test this out if I don't have a HoloLens, even if I had a HoloLens before deploying and building for my HoloLens, what I would do is I would test here itself because that will save me a lot of time, right? So these were a few of the controls that you need to know for basically testing and emulating your MRT experiences or mixed reality experiences in Unity itself. So let's do a recap. WASD is for moving. Left shift is for bringing your left hand, and spacebar is for bringing your right hand. And then you can, with the mouse or trackpad, you can move it. And as soon as you left click or single click on trackpad, this will close. Like do a click, right? So these are the things. Other than that, you can use Q to go downwards, E to go upwards. So these are a few of the things that you should take care. Right? These are the few of the things that you should know, and with the help of these, you can simply and basically easily emulate your stuff and try your experience in Unity. Right? So let's get out of the play mode. And that was section 1 of our today's video. That was emulating and trying your MRT experiences in Unity itself. So that's done and dusted. So now let's get started with section 2 of this video that will teach us how can we build our MRTK scenes and deploy them in AR enabled smartphones, right? So as of now, we will be trying to club MRTK and AR Foundation and use both of these to run these examples on our very smartphones, right? So let's dive into it without any delay. Let me share my screen. And here we are. So how will we do this? How will we exactly, get MRTK components get running on our smartphones? So simply, you just have to Google it, deploying MRTK on Android, right? And this is the very first thing that you should get. Okay, this is in experiment stage yet, right? Also, I would suggest you to Google out doping MRTK with AR Foundation or ARF, right? So doping AR with MRTK. This is the first link, medium.com. This is a blog. So this is a blog written by me. I wrote it in 2020, and here actually I've done everything step by step. Okay, so we will be going through it. I'm just letting you know this because there are some things that might be missing in this documentation page, and you might face some errors and some glitches. In this blog, I have tried to cover all of those glitches and all those errors, and you can go through these. Don't worry, in this video also we'll be covering them, but just for the sake of your reference, I'm showcasing this, right? So if you take a look at it, so here I've given just a brief about MRTK and stuff. So these are the steps that we need to do, okay, for bringing MRTK into AR. So first step is project setup, that is creating Unity project, adding your foundation support, adding MRTK. Then we have to use basically MRTK and Air Foundation together. So some of the steps we have already done, right, in our previous videos. That is creating Unity project. We have our Unity project. Adding MRTK support. We have already added MRTK support, but this is missing. We do not have AR Foundation support in our this very project, right? So we can do that. Also, we know how to add that using package manager. Okay. Let's also take a look at the official documentation and let's see what it is trying to say. So here also it is telling us that you have to do import MRTK Foundation and stuff, which you have already done. And then it says for different Unity versions, you need to import these very specific packages. So our version is 2021.2.10. So it's okay. We'll download the latest Air Foundation package and the Air Core XR plugin, because we are as of now will be trying to build upon AR Foundation and AR Core. AR Core means on our Android. Okay. So let's first complete this very step and then move to others. So let's go to a Unity project. This is our Unity project, and this is the MRTK scene that we will be running. We'll be trying to run in AR. So first of all, let's add the AR Foundation. So go to Windows, click on Package Manager, and it will take some time, as we know, to load all the packages and stuff. Let it load. And here it says packages in the project. You would have to go to packages in Unity registry. That means all the packages that are available to us to download as well. And here we will be finding AR Foundation and the very specific AR Core plugin if you're building for Android, and AR Kit plugin if you're building for iOS. So here we are again, packages in P registry. This has loaded all the packages. Let's insert window. Let's write ARF or AR Foundation. Yeah, we should be good to go. So here we have this AR Foundation stuff, and some of this is already downloaded. And what we can do is update to 4.2.3. For you, if it is not installed by some reason, due to some reason, you can install it and then update it to the latest version maybe. Okay. And now we will try to download the very same version of the AR Core plugin. So our version is 4.2.3 now. Okay. So now we will try to download the very same version of AR Core so that there is no version mismatch. Okay. Let's just give it some time and then we should be good to go. Yep, it is done. So let's write here AR again, and we should be seeing multiple AR packages, AR kit. We're not interested on that because we are developing for Android. So AR Core plugin, and here it says 4.2.3. It's good to go. Let's click on install. And again, it would take around 5 to 10, 15 seconds maybe, depending on your internet, and we should be good to go for this step. Then we'll again go to the documentation and have a look. So now as we can see, AR Core XR plugin has also been downloaded. Now let's close this package manager and again go to our documentation. In the next step, it says to update the MRTK Unity AR scripting defines. And how can we do that? Mixed reality, toolkit, utilities, Unity AR, and this. Okay, so there is a option, mixed reality option. This was added when we installed MRTK. Go to toolkit, utilities, yes, and then Unity AR, and then update scripting defines. Let's click on it, and yes, it's done. Now it says add the MRTK to a project and then enable AR settings. So we already are using a MRTK example, so that is why we already have the MRTK things already there. Now what we'll be trying to do is we'll be trying to enable the AR camera settings, right? And how do we do that? We have to select mixed reality toolkit game object, right? So here we go, mixed reality toolkit, we have it right there. Now let's expand this, and you would see here, these warnings and whatnot. So basically this is a mixed reality toolkit component and it comes with profiles. So what are profiles? To simply understand, profiles are preset settings that are given right away by MRTK. Okay. And if you want to create your own profiles, how you do that is, first option, you can create a totally new profile. But the best option is copy a exemplar profile and then just do the required changes. Okay. So here what we'll be doing is we will be creating a new profile, then we'll be editing its camera profile so as to instruct it to use AR foundation and work in AR mode. Okay. So first of all, the first profile is default tolerance to configurable profile. We'll say copy and customize, and it will automatically give it a new name, and you can give your any name you want to, for example, custom mixed reality toolkit, and click on clone, and it automatically will generate this profile under assets, mixed reality toolkit generated custom profiles. Now you can see this area is no more grayed out. Earlier it was. So now you can go to camera, and again you would see this area is grayed out. Why? Because there is a camera profile that is being used, and this is a default one. What we'll do again is, we know what to do, that is clone. And again you can change the name if you want to. Click on clone, and again a new profile will be created, and this area is again no more grayed out. You can change the settings. So now go to camera settings, right? And let's see what do you have to actually do. So once we have created a new profile for the camera, we need to create a new profile that we have done. Then it says navigate to the camera settings providers and add a camera settings. Okay, and then here in type, select this very thing, Unity AR camera settings. Okay, let's do that. So in camera, we need to go to this camera settings provider, and here there are 3 more already there. So let's remove them. Okay, now click on add camera settings provider, and this should give you a new provider. And as for in the documentation, for the type, we would have to select experimental Unity AR and Unity AR settings. Then again, you see a profile here, but we don't need to change this. So that is why we won't make a clone out of it. Here in supported platforms, I would suggest you to choose the very platform that you're building for. Here we are building for Android, so uncheck iOS. And we are good to go. Let's again go to the documentation and have a look. So yeah, this is done, and it says building a scene for Android and iOS device. So here again, you would have to go to the XR management stuff and select Android or iOS, whatever you want to, and then do the settings that you did for Air Foundation earlier, right? So in the blog also, I would have done it for the Android itself. So let's check out the blog. And yeah, this is all done. After this, what we have to do is you would have to switch platform to Android. Okay. Yeah, so let's go there. And let's go from here to build settings. And as told in the documentation, first of all, go to player settings. And in XR management, you would see airport, right? Click on it, and yeah, you're good to go. In Android, select AR core. Okay. And also before building, you would have to switch to Android, right? Switch the platform to Android. So let's click on switch platform. So as soon as the switch platform will be done, again MRTK will show you this very configuration setup. Then click on apply and move forward. And this will again do some importing and stuff. And yeah, most of the things are done. We can close this. We are on Android. Let's add our scene that we want to build. Scene has been added. We are on Android. And as far as the settings are concerned, they should be also good to go. So yeah, let's see the minimum level API. This should be more than Android 7. That is API 24, 22 if I'm not wrong. Let's check. 24. Yeah. So look, this looks all set. Let's try to build and let's see what happens. Let's click on build and let's give this a place to save it. Let me create a bridge folder right in the project. And let's say hand interaction and okay. Let's hit save and this will be building. Okay, we have gotten it. So that's good, right? Because you might also be facing this error, and that's good that we have it on this video so that we can see. So if you go through the error, you can remove the warnings first of all. For the error, it says we have enabled the Vulkan graphics API, which is not supported by AI. Okay, okay. Let's see if a tutorial has to say, if a documentation has to say something about that. No, we don't see anything. Let's see if our blog has to say something about that. We said build the app, and while building the app, switch the platform, we switch the platform. And it says now if you try to build, you'll get error related to working graphics API. That is why I gave you this very blog, because these errors and everything is not in the documentation, but you will face these, okay? So it says what you have to do is you have to go, so to resolve it, you can resolve this by removing Vulkan support by going to file, build settings, player settings, other settings, rendering, and then you will remove Vulkan. Okay, let's try to do that. File, build settings, project settings, and here for the graphics, it says autographic API. It's ticked. Let's untick this, and then it should show us the graphics API. So we have Vulkan and OpenGLES3. So let's remove Vulkan as told in the blog. And yeah, it should be good to go. Okay. Also, let's see what the blog says. And once you have successfully built the APK, you can run it on an example. Okay. And it says in case you just see a black screen, then check out bug one given at the end of this post. So it says let's before building only let's see that. So let's do that. It doesn't give us a black screen. Maybe that's a possibility. It can give us a black screen. So in file menu, go to settings and scripted defines. Okay, this we have already done. So yeah, we are good to go, right? So let's now build our app again. Let's see if it builds. File, build settings, add open scenes, build, and save. Yeah. So do you want to save the changes? Yes, we want to save the changes because we have changed the MRTK profile for this demo, right? For this hand interaction example. So we need to save it and then build it. So now it has started building and it will take some time. So let it build and then let's jump right back into it. So as we can see, the Android building process, that is the APK building process, has been completed and Unity has given us this APK out. Now all we have to do is copy this APK on a device and then run it, right? So I've already done that and I've created a recording of that, right? I have captured a screen recording. So let me share that with you, right? So here, what you would see is that our MRTK example, this very example is running on Android. So this video has been captured on my smartphone, which is Android AR enabled Android, and you would see everything is here. Okay. Now the thing to notice here is that although we have everything here, the example looks like it's running, and although it is running, but there are few capabilities that we cannot use. For example, we cannot use the hand tracking, right? Because Android is not that very capable of doing the computational, this hand tracking right on the phone, right? And we are holding the phone as well with our hands, right? So there are a few things that won't be working, like spatial awareness won't be there. So basically what is happening here is this is running AR on AR Foundation itself, and it is just using the MIT component that are interaction components here. That is why I am touching on the screen and buttons are being clicked, right? This is far interaction and near interaction. I can do that, like, right, with a touch on the screen itself. So yes, this is a good way of testing your apps out. If you don't have a HoloLens, at least you would get a feel of it. But if you want to test out the your hand tracking stuff, you won't be able to do that on Android. But something is better than nothing, right? At least now you can see how it looks in the real life, right? So this was all for our section 2 of this video, right? And now we will be moving on to section 3 of this video, which is actually a bonus section. And in that, we will be telling you, if you have a HoloLens, then also this building and deploying takes time. So what can you do to reduce this time to test your apps out, right? Because you just want to test your apps out, right? You build a feature and you want to test it out. There's no point building the whole app again and deploying it on HoloLens by the ways we have learned already in the previous videos. What if there is a way of trying it without doing all the deploying and building process? So that is what we will be looking into section 3 of this video. So let's get started with section 3. For section 3, what we will be needing is Unity itself as well as your HoloLens. Okay, so make sure you are wearing your HoloLens and it is turned on. Okay, once you do that, what you have to do is basically in Unity, you would have to go again to mixed reality, and here you would see an option named as remoting. Click on holographic remoting for play mode, right? And here again, we would need to write the host name, which will be, that is, will be wirelessly connecting over this. And we need the IP, right? And we have already learned how to get the IP, right? We have learned it and we know how to get the IP. That is via using the holographic remote app on HoloLens 2, right? We've already done it in our previous videos. So let me showcase you. I've again done a screen capture. Let me showcase you how to get the IP. So just simply go to all apps, and before doing all this, make sure that your machine, that is your laptop, desktop, Mac, or whatever, is on the same Wi-Fi as that of your HoloLens, right? So both the devices should be on the same Wi-Fi. And then what you have to do is you have to go in your all apps and search for this holographic remoting. We have already installed this in a very previous videos, and if you haven't done this yet, you can use here Microsoft Store in HoloLens and install it, right? Once you click on it, the app will open up. Again, you have to click on play, and this shall open up, and this will reveal your IP of the HoloLens. So here you can see written in yellow 192.168.1.10. This is the IP of HoloLens, which is to be entered here. It was 192.168.1.10, right? Once this is done, you have to click on enable holographic remoting for play mode. As soon as you do that, this will say disable. So this button appears, that means it has been enabled. Now tap this window somewhere near the console window. And now as soon as you click on play mode on your while wearing the HoloLens, right? What you will see is, you will see that instead of all this information, you will see receiving here. As soon as I click on play mode, I'll see receiving here. Okay. And in Unity, we will go to play mode and we'll see receiving here. So now what is really happening is, while you're wearing the HoloLens and you click, you have enabled your holographic remoting, and as soon as you click play, the app will be playing on Unity, but will be streamed onto your HoloLens. And actually, if you move your head with the HoloLens, your screen will also move. You can actually use your hands to interact with the example. So this is really powerful, as this didn't even take a second, right? As soon as you clicked on play, it's done. You're actually using this whole app as you would actually in your in the reality once it is built, right? So see here, what will happen is these are my hands, and as soon as I bring my hands, they are seen in Unity as well. So currently I'm wearing this HoloLens, right? This whole video is being captured by a HoloLens as a matter of fact. So now I can actually try whatever I have built, try the experience using my hands. And in the screen, you would see as I move my hands, the virtual hands will also move like that. And it's all depth sensitive. So if I go inside, my hands will go forward in the Unity as well. And if I'm touching any object like virtual object here, I can actually click and drag them and hold them and do all the feature thingy, right? All the manipulation and everything. So this really is a game changer, as it will save tons of time. Consider if you would have to build again, deploy again on HoloLens time and again, right? That would be insane. So as a developer, this is really a great feature, and MRTK has really taken good care of its developers. So make sure to use this feature whenever you're building, if in case you have a HoloLens, right? And all the features will work as they would. See, like I can actually play piano as well because my hands are being tracked in reality and streamed in Unity, right? The data is being streamed. So this was the section 3 where I wanted you to showcase and how we can make use of this very feature to save a lot of time. So this was all for today's video, and just to give a recap, we have taken care of two things, right? Basically, first thing, what if we want to test and try our apps if we don't have a hardware? For that, we did Unity emulator stuff, right? Played around Unity emulator in section 1. In section 2, we told, okay, let's try to bring this MRTK stuff in AR, right? We did that in section 2. And in section 3, which was the bonus section, we learned, even if we had a HoloLens, what is the fastest way of building and testing apps? That was with the help of holographic remote. That's all for this video, and see you guys in the next one. Enjoy.